Good day, all. I'm back again. Sorry for the week's hiatus. Sorry, just fiddling with my pens. To those that are not initiated, I am Comic Book Black Belt. My name is Russ Leach. I'm a comic book artist, and this is my own creation, Only Death Can Save Us. But I'm also working with Joe Fulton on Outliers Comics, and have worked on such titles as Doctor Who Adventures, Ben 10 Magazine, Draw the Marvel Way, all kinds of different stuff. Lots of other things besides, but they're I suppose you call them the highlights. So hello and welcome. And if you are watching on the replay, thank you for watching on the replay. And first things first, open the whiskey. So this month, the end of this month, my first retail sort of, I suppose, comic shop outlet release. That's nice. I haven't had one of those in a few days. We'll be going live. We'll be going out to the shops. Arrow Comics, the first issue of Only Death Can Save Us. So effectively, the book, what I'll do is I'll get going and we can start talking. Start off with that, I think. The book came to Randy's attention, and he was one of the backers. He's the editor-in-chief over at Arrow. And he decided he really liked it, and they were going to start going back out to comic shops, as well as some other stuff that I can't actually tell anybody about, because if I did, I'd have to kill you. But it's all very exciting. Anyway, he saw the work and said that's great. Originally, Only Death Can Save Us. I thought about maybe going to Alterna. I think I've told this story, but though Pete was very complimentary, it wasn't quite right for them. So I decided just to do the graphic novel, but Arrow gave me the opportunity to divvy the book up into 3 floppies, which I've done. And actually, what's happened is they're 32 pages each. So I'm adding in kind of like a fact file, sort of world building piece to each book, which will be available in book 2 to everybody. And also I've had to do a few extra pages for the periodical versions, so they will be available in book 2 for everybody to see as well, with an explanation. And this is one of those pages. This is one of those pages. What will happen is that issues 4, 5, and 6 will be available in the new year. Issue 4 will be concurrent with book 2 being released, or book 2 being fulfilled. So if you back the book, you will get all the stories first, but issue 1, or issue 4 should I say, will be simultaneous. So that's how that will work. Don't like that. I'm going to redo that. And obviously there'll be exclusive stuff in the book that you won't get in the Arrow comics as well, as well as the extra stuff like all the extra little bits and pieces. Got some great new artwork from 6am Comics. I've got a great print from Ink Spots and Preston Esovado. So yeah, there's some great stuff for everybody in the campaign. I'm really looking forward to getting going on that. So that will be the campaign for that will start October 1. It might be October 2, but basically the start of October, as close to October 1 as possible, because I will have a deadline on September 30th to get through. But I will be putting up a sign up page in September. So if anybody's interested, they can sign up there. But if you bought the first book, there will be specific stuff for backers of the first book. The aforementioned Preston Esovado print. So yeah, really looking forward to that. Today I've been inking outlier stuff for Joe. I'm on a deadline for that. Unfortunately, we've been a little bit delayed, but I'm picking up the gap there and rocking through pages quite quickly. So that's good. Good to see Joe back again. I've been talking to him the last couple of weeks, on and off. And fingers crossed he'll be back this week. We'll be back this week on Thursday. That'd be really cool to see that. So yeah, it's all been the last week. I was absolutely knackered. That's why I didn't. That's absolutely knackered. That's a British expression from my American cousins. If you don't know it, yeah, knackered. Very, very tired. Been doing. I've been doing a lot of other bits and pieces. I had a couple of extra jobs from existing clients. Also had some Doctor Who work coming, which was quite cool. Enjoyed that. And the second lot for that is being flatted at the moment. I've got my daughter doing flats now for me. But I have got another couple of contacts to do flatting work if I need it. So effectively, I'm not doing my own flatting anymore. I'm getting somebody else to do it for me and take the time out of the production. So it's still going to be, 5 months production for me for Only Death Can Save Us 2, because I don't have quite as much up front done as I did last time. But I'm not going to be doing the flats or the lettering for book 2. I'm going to get somebody else to do all that for me, which means that it's loaded in a different way from the first book, because I did everything visual in the first book. But that's good because it frees me up. But as I said, because I'm on, because I'm committed to um, splitting the book up into floppies for Arrow as well. I'm actually on a deadline, so I'm starting production in September 1. Although actually, I've already got a whole bunch of production done. But I'm starting the main story September 1, and it will be going to print first week in March, I think. Yeah. So I will be able to deliver it end of March, because all the artwork will be done in Feb. Literally everything. It'll just be collating it. So effectively the same schedule as last time, except not quite as much done up front of the main book, of the main story. And I'm, expanding it to include other people in the team from the art perspective, which is good. It's always good. At the same time, I'll also be doing some other work for Joe as well, because we'll have extra bits and pieces. We're talking about doing some trading cards. I've got a cover to do, and we're talking about a backup story as well, I think. These are all potentials. And those eyes are too small. And you've got to fill them in. So yeah, it's all good. All good. Gonna have to open those eyes up a bit more. Nice. Oh. I remember that was probably the last time I drank whiskey was 2 weeks ago. When last time I was live streaming. Had a lovely gin and tonic at the weekend. That was very nice. Went out for a walk. Walked a little bit too far, I think. Did like 10 miles, which was probably a silly thing to do. It's a bit stiff today. Went training earlier. Doing a silent one tonight. Don't have any background music on, so sorry for the quiet air. Ding. Well, that was. I think at some point I'm going to take all these live videos and process them and just take the screen bit and speed them up, at least if they work well. Could do with being a bit closer, couldn't it? There. Oh, I've got somebody turn up. Hi, Joe. How you doing? Thank you for turning up. I seem to be on my own tonight. Boop, boop, boop. So it's all going a bit Pete Tom. There you go. It's all good now. Just need to get that in there right. Let's see what else is going on. I'm sure I heard something go ping. Oh, there you go. Apparently, I'm booked in for next weekend. Pops, thank you very much. I'll be on the CromCon. I think he says he's doing a European one. So there you go. So I'll be on there next week. 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that'll be 8 p.m. GMT. There we go. Back to the brush. What else we got? Hi, Darren. I am. Thank you very much. I hope you are doing well as well. Not feeling quite so tired now, although it's going to catch up with me eventually. I can sleep when I'm dead, yeah? Still got to catch up. Oh, that's right. That's right. It's been a it's been a couple of weeks. Got to catch up on the on the Olympics, not really interested in the Olympics at all, to be honest. I'm only interested in the karate. And I got Discovery Plus just for a month, so my daughter and I can sit down and watch it. We've seen a couple of the sessions so far. The kata was quite good, I have to say. A lot of sharp stuff on there. The Kumite, mixed, but still far better than the equivalent from Taekwondo. Taekwondo, it is just Korean karate with the extra kicks, the jump kicks, and the extras. They all came from the same place. They all originate from Chinese boxing, but it made its way over to Korea. And I think it's like on the way back, it kind of mixed again with karate, and I think that's maybe what a lot of the American karate is. I believe. I may be wrong. Please tell me if that is incorrect. But I now do a style. I used to do Wateroo, but I now do Kako Ryu, which is the Korean way, and that's Wateroo mixed with Taekwondo. So it's got different forms from the Wateroo I was doing. Like Nihanchu is similar to their Chaoji, it's called. But other than that, it's the basics are the same, but the katas aren't. But yeah, so looking forward to sitting down and watching the rest of that stuff. I did see via a video on YouTube the final for the 75 to 100 kilograms. That was quite funny. Hi, Todd. Thank you very much for dropping by. That was quite funny because the guy leaned in for a Yakuzuki, a reverse punch, and he was a little bit on the low side, and the other guy just tipped back and Washigiri off the front leg knocked him out, which was quite funny. Oh dear. Oh dear. I thought it was funny anyway. I've been disqualified a few times. So. Sent off the mat in disgrace. But the comments were quite funny. Just like, oh, so, Grandad, how did you win your medal? I got knocked out. Can't really remember much. It's just the weirdness of the whole control thing. You're supposed to be completely in control and not have too heavy a contact. Seems a bit weird, doesn't it, for a martial art? But that's the trouble when you make these things sports. All these oddities crop up. Although, you know, nobody gets disqualified for knocking someone out in boxing. So I don't quite understand that. It's all about the aggression. The guy should have blocked it as well, to be honest. He shouldn't have been flying in with a reverse punch that low and not had his hand up to stop the impact. But there you go. What do I know? I didn't go to the Olympics. Okay. Just clean that up. So for those of you, which is pretty much everyone who came in, this is a page from Only Death Can Save Us. It's going to go out in book 2, but it's also going to go out in issue 3 of the Arrow periodicals. what I've had to do is, in order to make it work for the periodicals, I've had to add in a few extra pages, just 3 an issue, just to make it work, because they're also 32 pages. So there's some extra stuff here and there, but everybody who gets book 2 will be able to see the whole lot. And obviously, eventually, if I get the opportunity to put them all out as a compendium, then they'd all be in there as well. Mm-hmm. Back to the brush. Right. Okay, we're just filling in territory now for that. And go to the next panel. Mm-hmm. To hum my own music. I'm going to have to put maybe Black Dog or something back on next week, because I don't like the silence. And I can't carry on talking, because I can't do two things at once particularly well. Okay. We need to get you and Luke Stone on together to talk about our... Yes. More than happy to. More than happy to. So it's a whole new adventure, that is. Obviously, it's great to be in comic shops. That's that's the thing you dream about doing, but it wouldn't happen without crowdfunding. I think the whole industry has changed now. You see those guys running off to Substack, and Substack has got nothing to do with comics, or it didn't have anything to do with comics. It's just an independent place, a place for people to go where they weren't being restricted by what they wanted to do. And it seems to have ruffled some feathers, which is always a good thing. You want change. Change is good. Change is good. I think the way Arrow specifically, but more sort of Liberty, distribution. The way they're coming at it is good. They're small by comparison as far as distribution is concerned, and they're young. They've got teething troubles, but Varian's got his head screwed on. He wants to do things the right way for indies and for comic shops. And there's no reason. There's absolutely no reason why. The two ways of doing things can't work simultaneously and work in tandem. None whatsoever. There's no need to restrict. Your only restriction should be are the books good enough? If they're not good enough, then they don't get bought. It's pretty much as simple as that. Or if they don't, if they don't strike a chord with the potential, audience, then they're not good enough. They're not doing what's required. And that's how it should be. The market should decide. The market should decide. It's working out fine. Oh, got some more. Hi, Derek. Thank you very much for turning up. Oh, Todd. I should show these things. I'm not a very good host. I'm sorry. Hello, Derek. Hello, Todd. Hello, Darren. Hello, Joe. Good evening, Glenn. See, you know the real way. Now let's see some No lettering, mate. I'm not going to be doing that. Yeah, Substack. Yeah, wow. But haters are going to hate, aren't they? Just let everybody get on with it. I don't understand all the upset and all the gnashing of teeth and the wailing. Just don't get it. Just make good comics that entertain people. That's the end of it. I'm a simple man, living a simple life. I did some lettering today. If I can do it, so can you. No. All the nopes. I wish I had time, Glenn. Unfortunately, I need sleep, unlike you. I know you don't sleep as much. I wouldn't be able to fit it all in. I'm actually finding that inking traditionally, I'm quicker than digital at the moment. because there's no room for faffing. you gotta, you just lay it down. It's got to be done. I've got no time to mess about. You know, this job needs doing. Can't second guess. I can lay the occasional bit of white out down if I don't like something that I've done. But you can only do that the once. Or it starts getting a bit messy. And then of course there's always the option to sort of like, once it's been scanned in, you can digitally just sort of mess with it a little bit if you need to. It just makes the whole process really quite quick. I mean, the style that I have for Only Death at the moment does make that easier, because I'm going for quite a simple style. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm going to do some filling in a sec before I go for the big panel. Laying down some thick lines tonight. I'm going to redo those. Don't like them. Yeah. Fill that in. What have I got going on here? Night, Derek. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you for stopping by. Yum yum dinner. Yum yum whiskey. Oh. Right. Time for some filling in. Do. This is quite a calming thing to do. Filling in the blacks. It's very nice. My cat's going mad in the other room. Sorry, dead air. That's not a good thing. Like I say, I'll have to put a backing track on next time. This is a Pentel pocket brush I'm using here. It's just like it's really nice for filling in. I like the ink as well. It's just one step off being a fabulous brush. It's a really nice brush, but maybe it's just my control. I don't know. I just can't seem to get those feathering points when I need them, which is why I got the other one, which, what was it called? Is it a Fudnasuki or something? I don't know. It's a very nice brush. Japanese. Very nice. I can never remember the name. I'm so crap with names. But it works. Anyway, that's the only reason I got it, because this just isn't quite there. But it, I think it might depend on the way the ink, the way that I draw, because of the style that I'm using currently requires, I wouldn't call it precision, but it's not like, like you see some styles, I suppose like Jock, his style's quite rough, and I would imagine you could use this Pentel pen, he could use that, he could probably use anything, but you know what I mean, he could probably use this and it would be perfect, but it just, for what I'm trying to achieve, it just isn't working as that brush. You never know, if I go for a slightly different style, maybe it'll work for me. It's great for filling in though. And I would like to push myself to do something slightly different once Only Death has gone through its 3-book cycle. Like I say, I've got other ideas for 4, 5, and 6, which may actually, that maybe I could produce a different style for that. That would be quite cool. So Monday nights for the foreseeable future will probably be Only Death Can Save Us of one form or another, because production on the main story will start sort of 1st of September. The campaign will start 1st of October. delivery will be March. And it will be March. There will be no slipping because I have deadlines to meet for the Arrow versions. So, and that'll come around so quickly. I mean, this year has just flown by. I can just imagine before I know it, it'll be bloody March next year, and this will be flying out the doors again, and we'll be running down the post office every other day, sending out 20 packages at a time. That part of it was actually quite enjoyable. You know, the fulfillment aspect of it. I quite enjoyed that. It wasn't as hideous as I thought it was going to be. And Karen and I just sat there and packaged boxes up. It was great. Can't wait for everybody to see the new 6 a.m. artwork. He's produced all the Horsemen now as well as D, and they look really, really good. He's got such a cool style. Such a cool style. That's what's great about comics, don't you think? The fact that you can have, well, unless of course you have a house style, which ruins everything. You know, let people be creative. Just the amount of different comics and different styles I've got sitting on the shelf now, where I've bought independent comic books, and they're all so different. And in some of the stuff, you know, if you'd have asked me 20 years ago would I have bought it, I go, no, I wouldn't have touched it with a barge pole. But that was because I was ignorant. And I wasn't open-minded and couldn't see the artistry in stuff. There's some fantastic books out there. I've managed to pick up quite a few. All right, that looks all right actually. Quite pleased with that. Quite pleased with that. Wasn't sure when I was putting it together earlier, started inking. I'm like, is this going to work? You know, am I feeling it? You don't really. If you're pro or on your pro, yeah, if you do this a lot, you shouldn't really be thinking, am I feeling it? You should just get on and do it. You haven't got a choice. But yeah, I was just thinking, it's not quite going the way I wanted to go. But actually, apart from a couple of little bits which I can fix with some white out, it's come out all right. I don't know about this bit though. I'm going to wait for that ink to dry, I think, before I do those lines. I'm going to do these ones. A different pen. This one is great for, it's a Pentel. It's great for long, thin lines. That could help with if I did that. Gonna need the white out on there. El Gargoyle. Hello. Thank you for being here. Sorry, that was just had to lick my tip. Not quite dry, I don't think. I just lay that in there like that, and then come back to it with some more when it's dry. I'll be able to get those highlights in. Right. More whiskey. Oh. It's actually looking quite good. It's all right. I'm always so surprised. So I use the pen on these. One is studs, spikes. There's a little bit of Ghost Rider in there, I think. I wasn't thinking about Ghost Rider when I designed this, but you know, those classic comic books and the designs they're always in there, aren't they? Can't help but be affected by quality design and art. And Ghost Rider, I loved the design on that. Okay, let's fill that in. Coming close to the end now. Done nearly an hour. This is what I do. Get an hour in, and then get myself off to beddy buys so I can get up early. Carry on inking again. Rinse and repeat. That's what it's all about at the moment. So much to do. But it's good. Living the dream. Living the dream. Cannot complain. In fact, I should be thankful to especially to people who back the book. Because it's changed the direction of what I'm doing. It really has. Before the coup hit, I'd written books, written a couple of scripts. This was one of them, and I had ideas to do my own book. And I'd even actually put together the first 9 pages, or 8 pages, the preview. I'd actually done that, so I was on my way, but the work that I had lined up from clients was, now that I look back on it, there was no way I was going to get my own book out. It just wasn't going to happen. But then all that client work dropped off a cliff because of the coup, and it gave me an opportunity to do this book, and it was backed, and it was backed handsomely. Thank you so much, everyone, for doing that. It means everything to be able to draw comics to create books like this, communicate with people, tell stories, get those ideas and concepts out to people. That's what you live for. That's what you really want to do. And yeah, it's meant that I can do it. So I'm so grateful for that. But it's put me on all kinds of new journeys. It's not just this. It's not just only this can save us. There's being able to work with Joe, and that's an ongoing project. That's a project for years, several years between us. So and Joe's a lovely guy as well, and I kind of count him as a friend. So these circumstances come together and they shape your life, and they enrich, make it richer. There you go. That'll do. That's close enough. It ain't Shakespeare, but it works. So yeah, been very fortunate, and it's happening. And then on top of that, I like to get in and work with Randy and Arrow as well. It's just so cool. I think that's it for now. I'm just going to use that slightly thicker one on there. That's it. That works. Okay, it's I reckon it's about a third of a page in the hour. It's not bad. We'll finish that off in the morning and then get back onto Outliers inks. Oh, thanks, Darren. Thank you. These all skull. Makes himself look good. I've totally fallen in love with them. Actually, his characters. It's really cool. It's funny when you draw a book, or when you write or draw a book. Either way, certainly from a drawing perspective, because 60 pages is a lot of work. And I've done. This will be the 8th page of additional material that you'll get in book 2. And then on top of that, I've got another 66 pages to draw in ink. And by the time you get to the end of those pages, you're attached to those characters. It's quite odd, and I've done it. I've put together 2 other graphic novels, drawn 2 other graphic novels on top of that, but for other people. So obviously they're not my creations. I've just been the art monkey. But by the time you get to the end, you get attached to the characters you're drawing. So even more so, the fact that I've written these characters and created them from the ground up, very attached. So when you get to the end, you're kind of a bit lost, don't know quite what to do with yourself. So, but that's a few months away yet. A few months away. So I think that's it for the night. I've done my hour. Yeah, that's an hour. I'm going to finish my whiskey off and I'm going to go to bed. So to everyone who has joined this evening, thank you. Thank you so much. It's like I say, every time incredibly humbling to have people come and be interested in the work that you're producing, whether they're backing it or whether they're just dropping by to see what you're doing. So thank you. Thanks for being in the chat. Thank you, chat. If you're watching this on the replay, thank you. Why not hit the subscribe button? That would help greatly. I'm right up there actually. It's 730 or something like that. So 730 subscribers. So it'd be great to get to 1,000. if you could share the video, that would always be very useful, so that other people can see what I'm doing, and it helps the algorithms. If you want to find out more about Only Death Can Save Us, you can go to onlydeathcansavus.com. There will be more information about the Arrow comics. Book 2, like I said, will be I'll be on the campaign trail as of 1st October. As of 1st of September, production is starting in full, and I've already got plenty of art to show in the campaign for people to get their teeth into. You can find me at russleach.com, comicbookblackbelt.com. You can find me on the Twitter, on the Facebook, on the Instagram, over at the Mines. And do sign up for the email list so I can let you know about important things. I will not fill up your inbox with tripe. There we go. Hiya, Pops. Oh, thanks very much. Yes, that short that is in the Indie Vault will actually be the backup story in book 2, and the exclusive aspect to it is it will be in full color. It's black and white in Indie Vault, but it will be in full color in book 2, as well as some other little bits and pieces that will be exclusive to that book. So yeah, thanks very much. Great fun. Just shoot it through. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Pops. And don't forget to check out Pops's channel, The Madness, and also we've got a CromCon, a Europe CromCon that I'll be at week Saturday. I think it's the 29th. There we go. I have number 1 from Arrow 4.02. Oh, right, cool. Give it a look. Let me know what you think. That's got the extra stuff in it that will be in book 2. So, yeah. Also, check out Indie Vault and Liberty Entertainment, and also check out Fulton Land on a Thursday. I'll be back with Joe, hopefully this Thursday. If not, definitely for Thursday after his recovery, and we'll talk about comics then. Otherwise, I'll see you back here next Monday if you can make it. Thanks very much, everybody, for joining me. I've been Comic Book Black Belt, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers.